All right, what's going on, everybody? All right, I'm here to talk about Eva Joy Bardoquillo. She's a Filipina. Who is that? All right, this information is for Filipina P. All right, to kind of get a perspective of how this whole Philippine adventure started, um, or whatever the case. Uh, what y'all need to know is that we don't operate alone in my city, even though it can seem like it sometimes. We have our differences. We have our differences of belief and things like that. We still work together when things get crazy or when strange things come about, whatever the case. We've been in America a whole lot. Well, we've been in America for 500 years. New people come and pop up. Of course, we want to know what's going on. Um, it's a strange thing to see people popping up in America, but we're still slaves. But these people are either you are ignorant or you are nonchalant to the fact that we're slaves here, and you just kind of walk around as knowing this information, or you just walk around as not understanding why we are slaves here. So it's just kind of get to us seeing new people popping up, living free, and just kind of like it can be disrespectful. Just put it like that. So Eva Joy Bardoquillo. Now the story is personal, but it became a big thing. All right, this is for Filipina P. Like I said. All right, so let's get into it. When I was in Baltimore City Community College, um, I was taking up computer science slash PC application specialist. So that was my major was computer science. My minor was PC application specialist. And my instructor, my advisor was Sadiq Nur, and he had a brother named Tariq Nur. All right, they spoke Urdu, whatever the case. They were both like Rabbi Simon Altaf. That's what they remind me of. They sound just like him, look just like him. Whatever the case, when I was in school, I was trying to graduate and things like that. I was taking my classes, and I was gonna transfer to a 4-year college, a 4-year university. And I was trying to make up for lost time for not being able to go to Frostburg University. Just trying to live my regular old basic life. Um, so in one of my classes, or pretty much all of my computer classes, um, I took with Eva Joy Bardoquillo, but I kind of didn't want to go the same. I wasn't going in the same direction that she was going in. But the classes that we did have together that we both needed for different majors, but in the same bracket. We had different majors, but our classes we had a lot for the same major. I mean, for the different majors, whatever. It's like computer stuff, so we still had to take some of the same courses. Now, Eva Joy Bardoquillo was the first Filipina I ever seen, as well as the first Filipina that my whole city seen. Nobody else has ever seen a Filipina before until Eva Joy Bardoquillo. I don't want to say Evil Joy. I'm going to say Eva Joy. All right, until we get further information. But Eva Joy, she did work study, and she was going to school at the same time. Or she was going to Baltimore City Community College at the same time doing work study. And she was a math tutor also. And she was always busy, but I would try to go into the math lab and talk to her so I can get schedule an appointment to get her help or whatever, because we always had the same class, so I got used to seeing her. So if you must know, Eva Joy Bardoquillo is the first Filipina that I've ever seen, ever known, and Baltimore City is predominantly black. It's like Philly, whatever the case. It's predominantly black, Hebrew, Native Indian. So she's surrounded by a bunch of brown people. It's like everybody's Visayan or whatever. She had a friend that was with her, or whatever the case, maybe a relative, that looked like J.R. Fatalvero. But she she had a friend with her. So she was like a light-skinned white girl Filipina. She looked like a Caucasian version of a Filipina. And then her friend with her, I forgot her name, she was a brown version of a Filipina. So they were together. Now it looked like they used to walk through the hall like I'm sorry. We used like the first class we had I think was CIS 109 or 10 something. CIS, we had CIS together, Computer Information Services. I'm sorry, Computer Information Systems. And we had to learn the new all of the brand new updated stuff about all the computers, how it progressed from point A to point B and where we are today in the computer world and things like that with the internet and this and this and this and that. So we were in that course learning all about it, all of the details. So that was an extensive course, a big huge book too. Uh, and It was downtown. So the Harbor campus was still up and running in Baltimore City. So the shuttle would take me down to the Harbor campus and I would, get off. But a lot of people that was, going to the Liberty campus as well would take the shuttle down there. But Eva Joy, I would see her in the hallway. So I go into class and I would see her in the hall and we would be waiting for the teacher to come. And our teacher was a Hebrew elderly woman. She had like white hair. I mean, it was just that she was getting, she had white hair, gray hair. Not really gray, but it was white. And she was an elderly woman, but she was brown. And whatever the case, we had some Caucasian guy that was in our class. He just kept sitting behind me and shit, just while, looking at my computer screen, sitting behind me. I already knew what the setup was. Of course, the Caucasian guy gonna sit way in the back to look at everybody's computer screen, and then you got also to know what's on my flash drive, all that type of shit. But I wasn't caring at the time because I wasn't like privy to agent shit and stuff like that. I wasn't really caring, so whatever. Then at the very very front was Eva Joy Bartaquillo, her friend, look probably a relative. The other two Filipinas, the brown one, Visayan one, the Visayan looking one, and then Eva Joy Bartaquillo, that was the Caucasian looking one. And then you had other people in the class, whatever. Eva Joy, we would have to like get in front of, when we first started, we had to get in front of the class and introduce ourselves and whatever the case. And she got up there, my name is Eva Joy Bartaquillo, na 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 na, whatever. I forgot what she said, but she introduced herself and she didn't say too much, but it was the accent that she had that we was like listening to really. Like, oh dang, got the accent real strong and stuff, like blah blah blah. So all that, I introduced myself and stuff like that. But when I introduced myself, Eva Joy just kind of had this like, it was like Eva Joy was different. Like she wasn't there for anything else except for me or something like that. It started getting like that. But at first it was more like the two Filipina girls in the front was just like looking at me like strangely, like it just was a strange feeling towards how they were looking at me, like they didn't know how to feel towards me or something, or how to feel towards us all together as black people in America. Like they didn't know how to feel really. Anyway, so I sat back down. Then the rest of the class, we had to take our classes, our quizzes, our tests and things like that. But at the end of the course, I got a higher final grade or whatever, because the teacher would call out the grades what people got, and it was kind of personal, but she just started doing that. I don't mind you. Do you mind if I? Because she didn't want to, whatever. So she would say our grades and stuff, and if we were passing or not. And I kind of thought that was strange that she would call out. But then she was like, she stopped calling out the grades and just would say who got the highest in the class. Who got the highest grade was Dwight or whatever. And then it was like Eva Joy was upset that I kept getting a higher grade than her. Every time we take a test, she would say, "Oh, the white got a da 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 da," And Eva Joy just like at first she just was like I could see in the front cringing up, like, "Oh, it's no possible way that no brown person." That's how the energy was feeling. We know what racism feel like. We dealt with it for 500 years in America, so we know when people react funny, according to what it is, we know what it is. So, we knew. I knew, the Caucasian guy behind me knew. Every time the teacher kept saying I got a higher grade than I got the highest grade in the class, Eva Joy would cringe up. And then when the teacher would leave the class or something like that, Eva Joy would look behind me and she would look back in the class and stuff like that. She would look back at me, like, and then like, or just glance or find a way to look, or some kind of way she would find a way to look back at me or whatever, like, seeing how my reaction was to that or something like that. The other Filipina next to her would look back too a lot of times, like looking back and stuff. One time we came to class, Eva Joy and them was looking like, they looked like straight up hookers off Baltimore Street, my nigga. They looked like they came straight off Baltimore Street. Because that's where you gotta, I don't know if they really were, I don't know if they was working on Baltimore Street or not, but that's downtown, the Harbor campus is Baltimore Street is that. But I don't know if they was trying to be testy or what, my nigga. They came down the hall with these heels on. They looking like they were from Angela City or some shit like that. But they was looking like they came straight off Baltimore Street. Right downtown by the police station. I'm like, yo, how they look like they got the, they looking real crazy, my nigga. Like they straight came off Baltimore Street. Like, why y'all looking like that or whatever? I'm laughing. I'm holding in my laugh and stuff like that. Not trying to say anything, but I'm just like shaking my head, like, why they looking like that, man? Like, he just came, like, that's not fly or nothing. They just looking straight hookerish and stuff. So I ain't know what to feel. I ain't know what to say. So I just let it go. And it just was that. So at the end of our class, that was that. And then Eva Joy and I had another class together. We had another class together. I think it might have been PageMaker or something like that. I forgot, but we had another course together. Or was it HTML? I think it was either, no, it might have been CIS and then HTML, XHTML, CSS. Yeah, the web page design course I think we had together. I forgot. She probably remember, but I don't know. And then even in that course, she was mad. I kept getting better grades than her. Dwight got the highest grades in the class. She just is like, it became personal with her now. Like, she just made it personal. Like, this nigga's not gonna keep on getting better grades than me. He's just not gonna keep fucking getting better grades than me and shit. And his math ain't even all that. Like, she was just getting it. She was just getting personal and shit. So it got to the point where I was not paying any attention to her. I'm just trying to like pass the class and do my best. But she just by the time we got into the second class together, we had a second class together, she snapped. I just didn't want to be in a class with Eva Joy no more after that, because she started getting emotional and like cringing up and stuff. Every time the teacher say my name, Dwight, she would cringe up and shit. Like, she don't like the teacher saying my name. She just was getting crazy. Like, whatever was going on in her brain spaces and her heart compartments, I don't know. So, but I did see her all the time, work and study. From the Harbor campus, we would leave and I would go back, to the Liberty campus. Then I would probably see her later on that day. She did work study at the Liberty campus, and right next to the computer lab that Miss Denise worked in. It was like a math area where the math tutors and stuff was at. So the people that was struggling with math, they can go and get a tutor to help them with math and stuff like that. Whatever the case. And I think that's how it came out about that black people aren't good with math. That's Eva Joy energy and shit. That's how I felt like when Trump said that one time. First thing I was thinking was Eva Joy Barquillo in the Philippines, and how that whole thing, like, black people ain't good with math. That's how I'm feeling. But I'm not gonna connect the dots on that, even though I'm gonna keep Eva Joy Barquillo in the background on this one. I needed help with math too, and the reason why I struggle with math is because I had I did a lot of jumping around when I was a little boy. My family did a lot of jumping around. So I was never in one place long enough to really properly go through school and learn as I needed to learn. Like, I didn't learn fractions and stuff, and I was like, in the 5th grade, they was on something else. And I'm like, how the fuck you do fractions and shit? Like, what's fractions? I didn't know what fractions was. Like, you didn't do fractions? Like, nah, my school ain't ever teach me fractions. That's because I kept transferring from school to school to school to school, and I never learned fractions. So it's crazy. So So I needed help with math. I had to even take Sylvan Learning Center. If anybody y'all from back then know about Sylvan Learning Center, I had to go to Sylvan Learning Center to catch up on fractions. But even still, I missed my window of opportunity. I didn't really learn it properly, so I still didn't know how to really utilize it in math problems and things like that. And like I missed the step, so I got dumbfounded and held back on learning math. So when I went to the Philippines, they gave me math books and shit. They just gave me math books and stuff. So I'm sitting here learning math and fractions and stuff. So I knew that was Eva Joy Bartaquillo. Like, your bitch ass need to learn some math. You need to go in the middle of no fucking where nobody at, sit on a fucking hammock and learn some fucking math. And no. That's how she, like she was still mad, like, motherfucker and shit. Like, that's how I was feeling the energy of Eva Joy Bartaquillo. You need to go to fuck somewhere and go to my country and see how it feel. And no. Just because I kept getting better grades than her. Like, my grades was better than hers. But my math wasn't that good. So I'm in the Philippines learning fractions and shit. Trying to catch up on my window of opportunity that I missed. Eva Joy Bartaquillo, man. She was different, man. Her energy and her rage or whatever. But Miss Denise had a thing about Eva Joy Bartaquillo she just could not wrap her head around. So she had me look into it and stuff like that. Like, put the energy in me talking to me, and her and who Aquila, her and Aquila Evans, Miss Denise, Aquila, and Justin Foster. They was like kind of feeling some kind of way about Eva Joy and stuff, like how she was feeling about us and not knowing math that good or something, or whatever they was feeling. So I walked out the lab talking to Aquila and them and Justin and Miss Denise. Miss Denise still there to this day. She's still there rocking or whatever. And Aquila, she's still there rocking. Eva Joy moved on. But I walked out at that time and I looked in the computer lab. I mean, looked in the math lab. I'm like, oh, that Eva Joy looked like she not busy. So I was about to ask her. And then she looked right at me with the evil eye, like, motherfucker, if you come in here and ask me anything, I'm gonna slap the shit out you, or I'm gonna eat you. Like, it looked like jealousy / intimacy, like mad at me because my grades was better than hers, but at the same time, like, looking like she wanna have sex and shit. Like, it just was strange. I didn't know how to decipher that. I was just like, Eva Joy, like, her energy felt different and shit. Like, that's different. So I just walked away like, no, I ain't gonna talk to Eva Joy. She just gave me that evil eye. And that was the last time I seen Eva Joy. Next thing you know, I did work study too. So Eva Joy worked upstairs in the math lab. I worked downstairs in the computer lab, by the public safety office. And I just so happened to look online. That's how I got interested into the dating sites, of the Filipino dating sites. Now, y'all in the Philippines are thinking, it's this random guy. He's a lustful guy or whatever. He's on Filipino dating sites looking at girls, and you want to judge me, but you judging me, not realizing that I got somebody asked me to look into this. The women in my city, the women of my school were concerned. The Hebrew women, the women that I'm from, black women like me, Hebrew women were concerned about Eva Joy. So they had me go and look onto this dating sites thing to kind of like get into there and kind of like wiggle in, because see why she acting like that. So I'm looking and talking to people. The first girl I talked to was a girl named Enzel. It was like a big ass name, like it was 5 girls as one girl, like Enzel Von Umiko Calester Alarde. Like, that's a big ass name and shit. Enzel, like, is it 5 of y'all? Like, Enzel, one is named Vaughn, one is Umiko Calester Alarde. What the hell is that? So we talked and exchanged information. She wrote a letter and this, that, and the third about, like, if I came to the Philippines, she could look out for me and this, that, and the third, and her father this and that. So I'm not knowing whatever the case, because the picture of the face was different than, maybe different than the people or something like that. But I was on a dating site talking. I put my driver's license in there and all that stuff. I put a little money in there and all that stuff so I can get the like full access type stuff and talk to them and things like that. First thing they asking for is money and shit like that. So the women in my school that, had me doing it was like, yeah, go in deeper and shit. I already see what this is. Go in deeper. So they like, well, as I'm doing that and they watching in the background. Now, I work in the IT department, so computer information tech services. So all of the people that work behind the scenes, as far as like Homeland Security spying out your computers and shit, it be black women and black men and shit, like me, just regular old black people like me and shit, be in the behind the stage, monitoring people computer screens, IT work and shit. They be letting me know too, letting me know like it was a couple women that was that knew who my mother was when they were younger, but they was in a school and they was like, "Oh, how you doing? That's Pre and this and this and this or whatever. That's Pre. How you doing, guys? See, that's my son and then oh, that's da 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 da." They chopping it up and stuff. Whatever the case, they knew what was going on. Like I said, my mother's Jada, but they knew how to talk to each other. So she was letting them, yeah, I work in here, girl. I do IT work back here, making sure to da 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 da. So everybody was letting everybody know that this is a controlled situation. Now the people in the Philippines aren't gonna know what's going on or what I'm doing. Because Eva Joy Bardaquillo is acting real strange about just me. Like, what is it about just me that she's acting strange about? So we had all of the women, the black women. Like, let's just say I had like 10 mothers. Even the president of Baltimore City Community College was a black woman at the time. Let's say all of the women that were in charge of the school pretty much were black women. Even the president of the school at the time was a black Hebrew woman like me. So if you needed help with something or whatever, you wanted to talk to the president of the school. It's a black-owned school anyway. So you wanted to talk to the president of the school. She was a black woman. So Eva Drew was just strange, and so they all was in on it, and so even the president of the school was in on it. So we all doing this or whatever, and just keeping it hush. And I'm already out of the military, so everybody know who I am and stuff. So we had to look into this. So they had me doing it. Now I'm genuinely interested at the same time, but at the same time I'm understanding like Eva Drew is acting strange, and I agree, And so I went and looked and just let this girl scam me, just keep asking me for money and shit like that. And they probably could have found that I was on a computer that's attached to like a institution or something like that. But I'm not. They not gonna understand or know that a guy like me is actually connected to other women. They're not gonna think that. They're not gonna think that I'm doing this by permission of the black women or whatever. They think that I'm probably like a passport bro that's just like, I just want to go over here and talk to these girls and my women just pieces of shit. They thinking I'm like that guy, just going to talk to your girl and not mine. So that's probably what they thinking, not realizing that our women are concerned about these women coming in our city trying to run our city, or trying to push them over from their administrative jobs and shit like that. You coming in, you want to be the new girl from wherever the fuck, coming up in our school, working in our school and shit, but this is an all black school. Baltimore City Community College, when it was built, we built it. When it was ran, we ran it, and we still run it. When new people from different countries start coming in, they probably felt crazy about us working here and shit like that. Like Eva Joy Bardaquillo, like, bitch, you could say like, bitch, we built the shit, like, but you don't want to just say that, but you just want to know she don't know nothing. You just know she don't know shit. So like, girl, you don't know nothing about this school, this campus, or nothing like that. We built this shit, we run this shit, we earned this shit. You not knowing, ain't no Caucasian build this or run it. This ours. Like, you don't know what the fuck going on here, but you don't want to say that to her like that. You just want to analyze why she feeling like that, like a Caucasian girl or some shit. Like, the fuck race is that? And racist energy was real heavy. And you start realizing that they how they feel towards Visayan people that are brown Filipinos and stuff like that, Filipinas and stuff like that. It's the same racism or whatever the case. They don't. And I went deeper when I finally went to the Philippines, and that's how it was all monitored and shit like that. They finally realized taking advantage of the perversion of men's minds, the, I guess, little dick syndrome. We took advantage of that because I'm not there to have sex or no shit like that. I'm there because y'all coming to our city feeling kinds of ways about us. So I'm there for that reason, but also for another reason, genuinely. 2 genuine reasons. What is y'all issue with us? And also I need to learn the Torah so I can do the school for free. So we had a real reason and a cover-up reason. But both of the reasons were real reasons, but we can cover one and just focus on the one while doing the other one in the background. So taking advantage of the little dick syndrome that men be having, where that blanks their mind out, like them focused on you being a brown man, having a probably they assuming that you well endowed and you might want to have sex with that woman, that blinds their eyes. So in the meantime, while their eyes are blinded, I can now focus on what the issue is. They not gonna be thinking I'm there for to analyze the women and shit like that, or analyze the people while they coming in our city. They don't know anything about us, you know. Uh, you can tell by the jealousy and the envy. You can tell that they don't know anything about us, the men and the women. So whatever the case, I realized that the Visayan people, they limited the education. They don't let them learn anything. There's no public government. There's no government assistance and stuff like that for the Visayan people to go to school and educate themselves. The more Caucasian looking you look, and the straighter your hair is, like your hair can't even be culotte or curly. If your hair is straight and you look like a Caucasian woman, you are good to go. I guess it's that white privilege of like that. You feel like you're an American type thing. So more than likely you'll be able to go to America type shit. Also, it's just that thing, man. Like you gotta pay for paper, you gotta pay for every fucking thing in the Philippines when you are poor as shit. You already don't got money to go to school. You already not going to school. Your parents haven't even passed grade 3 and shit like that, or grade 8. Like niggas is like not even graduating elementary and middle school and shit because they don't have no money. The government don't help them. So they're prejudiced. They don't want them knowing more than them and shit like that. That's a heavy ass thing. Like it's really like that. Like you're not allowed to learn more than them or know more than them if you're brown and they're you're brown and they're not. You're not allowed to be more intelligent than them because they feel like you might try to run them or overthrow them or some shit like that. That's the energy, 100%. That's why my ex-wife, I was hard on her finishing her ALS, her ALS as they call it, her ALS, her ALS. I was hard on finishing school. Don't let them deter you from educating yourself and finishing school. Now you could say that Eva Drew Bartaquillo is the engine in the background and behind me and shit like that, running me and shit. You could say it's Eva Drew Bartaquillo. It's just that, whatever, because I don't really know too much, blah blah blah. You could probably say that's the familiar energy that's going on there, and Eva Joy probably felt like, yo, all these brown people here run the school and shit like that, but my country don't even fucking let the brown Visayan people go to school. Like these people are going to school on government assistance. Like this is federal government assistance, like FAFSA, federal grants, like that the government give them money to go to school, get books, and have money left over and shit like that. To get a laptop and shit like that. She's tripping. Like free schooling, free lunches and shit like that, free food stamps and shit. The government really take care of their people, their brown people, and that was fucking her up. But more so it's fucking her up that we actually are intelligent. It's just that we not good with math and shit. A lot of us not good with math, but we are intelligent people. And she start realizing that we not stupid. If we really like give them proper help, they really can blossom. And she saw what they can blossom into. Baltimore City Community College gave her an example of that. And it was like, yo, this school is not just well ran, it's well put together, well designed, clean, smell good, look good. Ain't no crazy shit going on and shit. You got your typical young people. She just was tripping and shit. She working here and shit. These brown people employed her and shit. She ain't had shit. She ain't had no job. We employed her, my nigga, so she can finish school. So she's going to work, studying, and going to school so she can help pay for her school bill and shit like that. But when you go to the Philippines, these niggas don't even help their own people and shit. They don't help their Visayan people. So they're just a bunch of bitter ass people that just want to step on top of everybody else, act like they're more educated than everybody else and shit like that. And it's really a thing for them. That's the prejudice racism thing that they got going on there. They don't like some of their people. They don't like part of their people to be educated, inferiority complex type shit. That's why Rabbi Roberto Fortu is really hard on learning and studying, because they don't want them to learn, because it's like, logical. I don't know what the fuck, but that's their issue. Like over in America, it's just skin, black and white, but Caucasian and brown. But There is education. Like, you're not allowed to learn like us or know. Like, even the way you speak your Tagalog is like, you know, you don't speak it right. So you're of a science. So you don't belong with us and you're uneducated type shit. My ex-wife, she had to pay for, like, they don't give out like loose leaf papers, notebooks, no binders. They don't have school supplies and shit like that. They don't give them school supplies. You know what I'm saying? You so it's hard to fucking finish school and shit or take notes. How the fuck you gonna take notes in school and shit if you're not giving school supplies? They don't give you shit. Nothing, my nigga. At all. You is not gonna finish school out that bitch. You gotta really be dedicated and hardcore trying to learn on your own and shit. They'll teach you English so you can go out there and scam Americans, but they ain't gonna let you educate yourself. By chance you get intelligent enough that you can go and study abroad in America. You can go to America, get a scholarship and shit. You can go to America and shit and live a life. So they don't want you to be too educated because they trying to get to America themselves or whatever the fuck, man. It's that thing, man. So anyway, man, I'm beating all this dumb shit getting in the way. I'm under attack. Give me a minute. Um, so my ex-wife, when I went to help her finish her alls, they gave her a alls package. So it's LES. I mean, yeah, ALS. Sorry, ALS. And so she had to finish the package. Now my thing was, if you gotta finish your alls or whatever the case, why are you trying to make me do it with you and shit like that? Like it was almost like I got belittled and shit. I got belittled, or our people got belittled in Baltimore. We got belittled because we have a hard time with math and shit like that, right? And because we have a hard time with math, they assuming that we skipped school or we not really fully educated to have a college and shit. It was almost like these brand new people coming out of nowhere trying to fucking judge us. Or Caucasian people from other fucking parts of the country or different states feel like we aren't as educated as them, found somebody to come in there and feel some kind of way about us, to have a reason to come at us and shit like that. It just felt like that. Niggas just felt some kind of way about us having our own shit. It always was like that, my nigga. And throughout history, Tulsa, Oklahoma, even in Wilmington, North Carolina, our brown students were more intelligent than the Caucasian students, and they will always come through and kill our students, kill our children, kill our teachers and shit like that, because it showed in the whole country that we were more intelligent than everybody else, all of the Caucasian people. So they will always try to like kill us for being more intelligent. So yeah, I get that. The Philippines had the same issue. So it was like they was doing that and shit. Like they wanted to see. I'm like, girl, this is your ALS. Like I'm I'm grown. I've been out of school for a long fucking time. Like a lot of this shit I done forgot for real. You know what I'm saying? You talking about all this math shit. I done forgot a lot of this stuff because, you know what I'm saying? I've been out of school for a long time, you know? Or whatever the case. Like you like gotta finish fucking high school. Like, girl, do your stuff or whatever. You know, like trying to like test my mind and shit. Like girl, you don't get the fuck out of here. I'm too fucking grown and got a lot of pain and trauma and shit. You do you. I help you at where you need help at or whatever the case, and that's that. So it was more like that, like judgment, you know, being judged. It wasn't really genuine. It was more like niggas feeling some kind of way and shit like that. And I don't like how I don't like how the Philippines is like that. Like they really heavy on people that are Visayan being educated. They don't want them to be educated. You know what I'm saying? And the government don't give them that assistance and that help. Versus America, we've earned a lot. We fought for our rights and stuff to the point where we can educate ourselves on government assistance and stuff like that. So it's almost like they was like maybe America wanted to, you know, take us back to the past and shit like that and strip us from being educated, you know, and put us in the bracket of the Filipinos that are Visayan to like not allow us to have government assistance to go to school and shit like that. Or even, you know, it's almost like they wanted to take away our rights and shit that we fought hard for through slavery. You know, so maybe that was Eva Joy's issue. Now, I'm thinking she probably felt two kinds of ways. Maybe she wanted to help us, but at the same time, maybe she thinking, I don't want to help them. How did they get this? You know, maybe she could be having mixed emotions. Who knows, my nigga? But I just know Eva Joy Bartaquillo just had emotions for me and shit, or emotions about me. Real heavy emotions about me. So when I did go to the Philippines and you see the video when I'm in the Star Palace and my wife is in front of me, she's eating, but in the next to us is another crew of people, and this Filipina girl is just talking. That's Eva Joy Bartaquillo energy. Eva Joy Bartaquillo is jealous. So now I can tell. It's like I wanted to like. It's like instead of talk to Eva Joy, I went on a dating site. And instead of going on a dating site, I could have just talked to Eva Joy, but Eva Joy could have been married, right? Which she is. She's married. So, you're not going to come to America alone and lonely. So you're going to be married. So it didn't make sense to just like talk to Eva Joy. So I went on a dating site. But when I did get to the Philippines and I'm at Star Palace, I'm looking at two women, right? The woman on the left side that's with the Australian man is Eva Joy's energy saying, why are you with her when you could be with me? So it's an extreme tampon. Like it's tampo jealousy that Eva Joy got, against my Filipino wife, Jenny Rose Panner. And that's the energy. And that is what started the contention between me and Filipino people. And what woman started it? Eva Joy Bartaquillo. I just never said anything and shit because I never wanted to really sit down and put that together for y'all. But the very, very first Filipina that I've met and had feelings in that had some kind of emotions and shit towards me was Eva Joy. Just being in school together, having the same classes together, and her feeling emotions about me having better grades than her. Like my grades were always higher than her. She was just emotional about that and having to introduce ourselves in class so we getting to know who each other is and shit like that. And her just always being focused on what I'm doing and always looking in the back of the class and shit like that. Like always just focused on what I'm doing and stuff. Eva Joy was always that. Like she's doing work, but at the same time focusing on what I'm doing and stuff. Like, if I finish fast or like if I finish first or when I finish, like I will be finishing my stuff. And I'll get up and I'll leave. Like, you finish your test? I'm like, yes, man, I finished my test. Eva Joy be looking at me like, I'm walking up to the front of the class. Eva Joy looking at me like, I know this motherfucker didn't finish first and shit. I know he ain't finished first and shit. Looking at me with the eyes like, oh, you just gonna finish first before me and shit. And I just walk out. She just was emotional, my nigga. Like, that's how Eva Joy was getting. I'm like, why the fuck is she like that? And also the teacher, she's a black woman. Like, yeah, why the fuck is Eva Joy was not hiding her emotions. That's how the concern came about. Now the teacher is an agent. She's an FBI agent, which is obvious to me, but probably not to Eva Joy. But we both looking at Eva Joy, like looking at each other like, this is a matter here. Like, yeah, you right, this is a matter. How she emotional like that? So we had to see about this thing later on. And that's how it started. And that's how it ended up in the Philippines because of Eva Joy Bartaquillo coming into our city, coming into our Baltimore City Community College School, feeling emotions about black people running to school and being educated and shit. She just feeling emotions about us and shit. Like, I never thought that I see a bunch of brown people running some shit and owning some shit. Like, the fuck going on? Like, this whole city got brown people. Like, what the fuck? This shit beautiful. It's built up nice. It got air conditioning and the whole shit. She fucked up. The whole school got air conditioning and all kind of shit. Like, well, you ain't got no air conditioning. And it's like, what the fuck? Like, yeah, Eva, it get cold, snow and shit like that too. Like, you got it's not Philippines. It's not always fucking hot. Everybody got on shirts and shit. Like, yeah, everybody got fucking shirts on and shit. That's how she was acting. Like, yo, she's in a whole new world and shit. She's used to seeing brown Filipino people like poor, down and out, no shirt, struggling, got Chanel's on with the nails in it because you can't afford a new pair of Chanel's and shit. So it's like crazy. It's how she was, it was crazy. Like, had to see where she came from and shit like that. Like, okay, where you came from. The thing about where you came from, Eva Joy, is that y'all free as shit. The thing is, the prejudice over education is what's holding some of the Filipino people back. So they can't do things like invent aircon or have built homes where every home got installation and this and that and all the shit that American homes got, plus the air conditioning, the AC units and shit like that, HVAC units. They can't do all that because they're denying their people proper education. You just want your own Caucasian looking people to be educated. And, probably a special case Visayan people or whatever. So it was just crazy, man. So that's what that energy was. So the whole time I'm in the Philippines, my marriage wasn't working out because Eva Joy Barraquillo probably found that I was in the Philippines. He in the Philippines? Yeah, he married and shit. What? He ain't fucking married and shit. That's my fucking man. We in the same class together. We like I can see Eva Joy being jealous, but at the same time I can't, because if she's married, I can't see her being jealous. But at the same time, it's like we had the same feelings and emotions towards each other. It, it just happened like that, man. Having feelings because we had the same class, and you got a guy that's intelligent. The white is always the intelligent. He's really intelligent and stuff like that. He knows stuff, and you just felt like, dang, that's an intelligent man, and nah. You just felt him and shit. But you didn't want to express your feelings until I got to the Philippines and got married. As soon as I got married, you run up in the Star Palace. Oh, you want this bitch? You gonna be with this bitch and shit? And I'm gonna be sitting up here in Baltimore City Community College. Nah. That's what I see when I look at the Star Palace. I'm looking at Eva Joy Bartaquillo over there with the Australian man, emotional as shit. Mad because I didn't talk to her and shit. And then I'm looking at my wife like, yeah, you gonna be with that bitch, and you gonna be with nah. We gonna go to school together, and we educated, and we went to college together, but you gonna be with that bitch. And that's what I see. That's not what y'all see, but that's what I see, because y'all don't know about Eva Joy Bartaquillo. That's the very first Filipina I ever met was the Eva Joy Bartaquillo. That's why the girl popped up in the Star Palace, and she's on the other side like, oh, you gonna be with her, but you was with me first and shit. You was with me. We had feelings and emotions first, but you gonna put your tet in that bitch and shit. And no. That's the energy I'm feeling. So I did try to stay in touch with Eva Joy, like when social media came out, when we didn't have the same class, when we stopped having, I stopped having the same classes as her because my professor wanted me to take up all of the same classes as Eva Joy, almost like a team or something like that, which could have worked out because in our city, like I said, you have like Mazali and them, Mazali and Joseph. They is Korean. He's Korean and she's black like me, right? They wanted it to be like that, like we work together. Where Eva Joy Bartaquillo is the Filipina and I'm the Hebrew black guy, and we were supposed to work together on some agent shit. So we were gonna be working together because it was working out. Like our grades were on par with each other. Our chemistry was together, and I was feeling it and shit, you know. But the thing was, we don't do we don't play like that. We just don't do that a sour shit where you're married, but then you want to be with him. So it canceled out. You can't be married already with somebody else or in a relationship with somebody else or left somebody behind or some shit like that. And then you come to America, you want to be with one of our men. So the women had to let her know, we don't do that dumbass shit. It's either you're single, you have no one at all, and you want to be with him, or it's not going to work. So, you know, that's how it ended up cutting off. So I stopped like working together with Eva Joy. That's probably what she was mad at me about. We couldn't connect because you probably got a husband you left behind in the Philippines. Now you're in America and shit. But Eva Joy and I had good chemistry, really, really good chemistry. I really liked Eva Joy. She was pretty, she was cool, the way she talked. She wasn't a bad character, nothing like that. She just was emotional because my grades was better than hers most of the time. Sometimes her grades was higher than mine. Eva Joy, you got the highest grade in this test. They're like, why am I looking back to see my emotions? I'm not even caring. I'm on my flash drive doing something else or some shit. Or I'm writing up a paper for my creative writing class while I'm in this class. I'm not really tripping. Oh, why are you Eva Joy and shit? It's just either me or Eva Joy got the highest grades and shit. Whatever the case. And it's like it became a competition and shit with her though. Anyway, like I said, the girl that was next to her looked just like JR for Talvero and shit. That's what it reminded me of. But the very first Filipina was Eva Joy. So, Filipina P, if you go and talk to Eva Joy Bartaquillo, which is going to be hard to find. She's in Baltimore, if she's still in Baltimore. She started out in Baltimore. At least she went to Baltimore City Community College. So, if you can find an Eva Joy Bartaquillo, that went to school in Baltimore City Community College, you know, around the time of when did he? I forgot. It was later, like probably like 20. I forget when, man. I forgot when I took my classes, like 2009, 2010 or something like that. Or was it later, like 2012, 2013? I forget when. But we had to take courses. We took classes together, man. So if you can find the Eva Joy Bartaquilla, yeah, man. That would be her. Baltimore City Community College. And she's the beginning of my Filipino adventure, my Philippine adventure. So it was never ever ever about me being a perverted guy or being a lustful guy or treating any of y'all bad or whatever the fuck y'all made it. It just was about Eva Joy Bartaquillo. The girl that you see at the Star Palace on the other side, it's about her. Who's her? Who's the sub of her? Like, she's the sub, but who's behind her? Who's this extremely jealous girl over here, the Caucasian looking Filipina? That's just rah, 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 and off my energy, like, and you know, and just emotional as shit. Like, in my energy, she's having an argument with my fucking energy and shit. And then the Australian guy's just not feeling it. Like, nah, I'm not feeling you. Like, what the fuck is you? Who is you talking to and shit? Like, her energy's so fucking crazy that you know she's not talking to him and shit. She's talking because he's not feeling her. He's like, what the fuck is she mad about? She just going on and on and on. She triggered the shit. If you go back and watch it, she triggered the shit. But my wife is just over there like, what the fuck? Looking at the camera like, who the fuck is she talking to in the camera and shit? So it's like, what the fuck? She trying to cover her back like, I don't want to get hit. She coming in spicy as shit. The Caucasian looking Filipinas be the ones that be crazy. Like, they can fuck her up. So she don't want none of that heat. She trying to cover her back and shit. So who is it? Later on, you gonna find out. And here it is, you find out who's the beginning of all of this shit. Eva Joy. Damn. Eva Joy. When we were in class, when social media started having like other stuff, I did look her up, like MySpace and all kind of stuff. Like I guess it was MySpace, whatever the fuck was out, Facebook, I think. I looked up Eva Joy Bartaquillo. I seen her page. Her page was like a profile picture of her sitting in the snow and shit. And it's just snowing outside. Like, it's cold as shit out there. She's sitting in the snow. And it's just her. I'm like, why the fuck is she sitting in the fucking snow and shit? Like she feel abandoned or she feel deserted or some shit like that. I'm like, what the fuck is she doing and shit? Or whatever. Like, it's crazy. Probably the way she was treating us, our city didn't really want her because the way she was treating us and shit, brown people. So she felt deserted or some shit. But it wasn't really that. It was just that, why are you feeling emotions about me having good grades or my grades was better than yours? You probably thought the teacher was like cheating or some shit like that. You probably thought that or whatever you was thinking. Like, nah, I just know my stuff, yo. If Eva Joy would have talked to me ever, like if she ever would have talked to me, she would have known that when I was little, my guardian would take us to like a computer show, and we would buy computer parts and put a computer together from scratch when computers first came out in America. And my uncle worked for NASA. Uncle somebody, Leroy, Uncle somebody, worked for NASA. He built the software program that works for Europe and works for America. So it's a software program that NASA uses, or NASA did use at the time, and it ran European and American programs on the same program together. So you can use Windows and whatever Europe used at the same time. So he ran that shit. He made and created it, or whatever the case. That software program. But of course, they don't give us recognition. They don't recognize us. But he the one that came and taught my guardian, my father, how to build a computer from scratch. Nobody had a computer in their home. Nobody. And you never even heard of people having computers in the home or even in a library. There were no computers in libraries yet. There weren't computers in people's homes yet. Cell phones weren't out yet. At least the cell phones weren't like out, like people couldn't just get cell phones and shit like that. There was no Boost Mobile, no Sprint, no Nextel, nothing like that yet. It was just that old school block cell phone stuff, like that you seen Biggie Smalls and them had in the music. It was those type of cell phones. The internet wasn't even out. It was still the super highway, and the military still was using it. It was not even open to the public. It was just a super highway and shit. It wasn't even the internet. So all of this stuff she's not knowing, I knew and shit. You talking about Windows 3.1, my nigga, like Windows 3.1. But then it just Windows 95 ain't even come out yet. And my uncle from the NASA gave him Windows 95. It didn't even come out yet on the market. Niggas was still using 3.1 and shit. So we had learned all of that stuff with the software, with the this, and with the building it together and stuff like that. All of that stuff. We was like at the top of the food chain with that shit. So if we'd have stuck with it, But Eva Joy not knowing I got a history like that, people not knowing I got a family history like that. So you probably thinking like, how he know all this shit? Like, how he saw it? That's probably what you're thinking and shit. So whatever the case, it was just easy to me. It's just easy to learn the information. It's just terms. It's the only issue that's the hard part when it comes to learning something in school or whatever in college. It's terminology. That's the only issue. That's the only thing black people go to school for is terminology. As far as knowing shit, we already be knowing how to know shit. It's not hard to know shit. It's just the terminology because we don't speak standard English typically. So we sit there only going to school to really learn terminology. How y'all use your terms. Oh, supply and demand and this and that and equilibrium and like terminology and shit like that. Competitive marketing and what does that mean? Well, how about cooperative marketing? Like learn the shit to change the shit and stuff. All kind of stuff like that. So if Eva Joy must know, that's what it was. But it wasn't even just that. It was just I married a girl. In her mind, you gonna marry a bitch. And she's gonna be a Visayan, but you gonna marry a Visayan bitch. Behind my back, you could have just came in the tutor lab room and just talked to me, and I could have helped you with math and this and that, and you ain't had to go no fucking way. I'm right here. But how I know you not married and shit? So what? And no, the type of shit like that. That's the energy. Like we gonna be like we in class together. It's like we together. Like yeah, you emotional and shit over me and shit in class. But I don't know why you emotional and shit. Like I'm scared of shit of you and shit. Like you emotional because my grade's better than yours. Like what the fuck? That's not a good first date. What you talking about? So, but still, the case was you breaking shit because you mind your business, you do your thing, blah blah blah. You break because you eventually see I'm married to a girl, and you like what the fuck, and you can't hold it. So Eva Joy Bartaquillo is running all of the Filipina women on the tampon market, like on the tampon thing. Who's the queen of the tampons? Eva Joy Bartaquillo is the queen of the tampons. Okay? So if you find Eva Joy Bartaquillo, nip that in the bud, and then you end the whole tampon adventure and shit. You can end the whole tampon adventure. Okay? Because that's who the other girl is on the side. There's somebody before my wife, what other Filipina could you have talked to and shit? Before me and shit. The whole Enzel Vaughn, the date site, phony date site fake thing or whatever. Who could you have talked to and shit? Who did you know? Eva Joy Bartaquillo. And there she go in the corner and shit. Whatever that girl is saying in the corner over there with the Australian man is how Eva Joy is feeling. It's not even really what she's saying. It's the energy that's attacking my energy or whatever the case. So every Filipino is riding with Eva Joy, the queen of the tampons over me and Dwight and shit. Who's the queen of the tampons? So that's it, Filipina P, what you need to know. Eva Joy Bartaquillo. And that pretty much is the very, very, very beginning. And if you can find Eva Joy, you can end this. She's like a Lucky 99 girl or something like that. Like Eva Joy looked like a Lucky 99 girl. Like if you went to Romblon, Philippines, and you rode down a road, you got this little fake Hollywood. It's like a Hollywood hotel, but the word Hollywood is spelled funny and shit. It's not spelled right. Like Zafeway and shit without an S. It's Zafeway with a Z and shit, but it's supposed to be Safeway. They just turn. So it's backwards. So it's like a Hollywood hotel, but it's not Hollywood all the way. It's supposed to be a nice, sophisticated hotel for foreigners and shit. and you go into that area, you have this like these nice little apartments and stuff too to make you feel like a little bit more American, comfortable. And then you got a hair salon and stuff like that. I took my ex-wife there to go get her hair cut and get a treatment on her hair for the lice and shit like that. All that type stuff. So all that. And then we had a store. It's a store called Lucky 99. If you go up there to Lucky 99 upstairs, they got all kinds of nice stuff, shoes and all kinds of nice flats and carpets and rugs and dishes and cups and all kinds of stuff for like a home or a house. Look like you kind of like get that little mini. It looked like a dollar store for real. It looked like a legit Family Dollar store. But in the Philippines, compared to all of those stores, it looked like Walmart and shit, or Target or some shit. But in there, the girls that work in there are like Eva Joy level girls and shit. So I'm thinking that's what Eva Joy is. Eva Joy is trying to tell me. She come from a Visayan area, but she's a Lucky 99 girl and shit. And then like you're trying to talk to me and shit. I'm in a relationship with it. Like, Eva Joy, if you gonna do all of that and shit, you might as well just like, what the fuck? Might as well just talk to me and shit. That was dumb as shit. Now I'm in a fucking Jeep. She think I'm in a Jeepney, but no, it's a Jeep Cherokee and shit. Like, bitch, I know it's a Jeep Cherokee and shit. Then, bitch, why the fuck you ain't fucking tell me and use the emotional one like that and shit? Cause motherfucker, that's the energy between Eva Joy and I without ever saying words and shit. Just cause we had the same class together and we had the top grades in the class and shit. If it's not me, it's her. If it's not her, it's me and shit. So we like the fuck, we think the same, we connect the same type shit. Our mind is on the same wavelength type shit. We good together type shit. That's how you could tell. But you don't play that a sour shit. You already married, and then you already married to a guy way over there, but then you're gonna try to, no, we don't play that shit. So it ended something that was really, really good. And what happened was, because it got ended by my own women, she got tampons and shit. She got tampo angry. Because now I got to find a new Filipina girl, and, it's disrespectful. I'm gonna be with another girl, but then I got emotions for Eva Joy, but I'm married to this girl. That's how it happened like that. Because Eva Joy got emotions for me, but she's married to this guy. So it played out dumb and shit like that. So as soon as I got married, Eva Joy pops up at the Star Palace on some sub shit. Nah. Now that I got married, she want to express all her feelings to me and shit. Because I did want to say something. So I'm like, I wanted to message Eva Joy and just like lean on, like, why the fuck you keep getting mad that my grades keep being high? Why you keep being like that to me? I wanted to just really express my feelings and shit. But, it was crazy. The same thing. She want to really express her feelings and shit, but if she do, I'm not gonna understand that that's what she's trying to do. Express, like, that's we trying to say the same thing to each other, but we not understanding, or our energy is not connecting to each other or whatever. We in two different worlds or some shit. So it played funny. I want to say some shit to her, but I'm just looking at her like, girl, I want to say some shit to you, but whatever the fuck, you so fucking occupied, you don't notice that I'm trying to talk to you and shit. Same thing. You so fucking occupied with this bitch that you don't notice I'm trying to talk to you, like trying to tell me like she's married. Oh, that's why you're trying to tell me a story. So that's for Filipina P. Eva Joy Bardaquillo. Don't even want to talk about it. See, now you get me emotional and shit. Talking about it and shit. I'm emotional just talking about Eva Joy Bardaquillo because the emotions is rising up again from back in the day where I wanted to talk to Eva Joy and I wanted to go on a date with her. I wanted to meet her family. I wanted to marry her and shit. So now you got me emotional and shit because I really like Eva Joy and shit. I really wanted to talk to her and shit, be with her and shit, and say some shit like, why you looking like you just came from off Baltimore Street and shit with them fucking heels, girl? You looking crazy and shit. That was the energy between us. That's how the relationship between Eva Joy and I got without saying words and shit. Like, why you looking like that? Like, she just like, my face, get out my face and shit. That was the energy, but it's crazy, man. It's crazy. I never actually stepped to her and talked to her. Because the women of my city, which worked at my school, was saying that she's married and shit. So that was Aquila Evans, Miss Denise Williams, Justin Foster as well, and the president of the school. All of these people, these black Hebrew women, was just letting me know the energy between y'all is so fucking hot and the tension is so fucking crazy. You definitely can cut that shit. You can cut that shit with a knife, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? It's so fucking tight. You need a chainsaw to cut that shit. You gotta cut the tension. the tension between y'all two, because the energy is so fucking intimate that y'all started arguing with each other, like started having a aggression towards each other, when really it's not the case. You just really like each other a whole lot, so much you like each other, you can't get it out because she's married, you know. But when I got the Filipina girl, she got angry early. The same way Eva Joy looked at me was the same way Carmela looked at me when when Finn was at Carmela's mother house. Carmela was in there walking through, and Finn called me over there, and Carmela just walking through the house gave me the evil eye. The way, and Carmela remember the evil eye she gave me walking through her house, like the fuck, like looking at me like, you want to be with that bitch? Like that's the eye that she gave me. Nobody saw her give me the eye. She just gave me the eye and then kept walking. Because why? She's married to Benoy and shit. She's married to Benoy. She's pregnant or have her baby on the way and shit. So you can't really express your emotions or how you feel about Finn coming to my house and shit. Why the fuck is Finn popping up at your bar and shit like that? Instead of say something, she gave me that extremely angry eye and shit. So that was Carmela and Finn, because Carmela and Finn's talking at the house, and they just going back and forth, talking. Finn called me over there, and then Benoy come over there, and then Finn pushes Benoy away, like, get the fuck away and shit. That's what she was saying to Benoy. Benoy is like talking, and Finn is like, get away and shit. But he listened to her, because he was trying to get Carmela to walk away from Finn, because I came over there all of a sudden, and he's trying to get her to walk away from Finn. But Finn was like, I'm talking and shit. Like, what the fuck is you doing? And then he walks away like mad and shit. I'm like, and I looked at Bino like, I don't know what the fuck going on. And he like, yeah, of course you don't know what's going on. So that's how Finn and Carmela talking on like some shout match shit, but they really talking. And then sure enough, Finn walks away. Carmela walks through the house when Finn wasn't looking and gave me the evil eye. And I felt like she stabbed me in my fucking stomach and shit. I'm like, you know what? Let me go, Finn and shit. I'm about to go. And no, because I felt like she literally stabbed me in my stomach, like physically stabbed me and shit, when she gave me the evil eye. Now, the evil eye that Carmela Saigon gave me was the same eye that Eva Joy gave me, or whatever the case. But it was like, she's married and shit. Maybe she felt some kind of way that I knew Aquila and stuff like that. Like, who's Aquila and shit? But like, girl, you like the fuck? I don't know, yo. Emotions and feelings and tampons and shit. I don't know how to fucking say anything if people don't talk, but that's the beginning, man. Eva Joy Bartaquillo. And when I started doing Comcast cable, it became Marianne. Marianne became the new Eva Joy when I was doing Comcast cable, because Marianne would was it Marianne? Yeah, I think Marianne or Roxanne or something like that will always be on the phone with me talking, and we got emotional and shit. And then I see her in the goddamn airport. I think that was her that black. I don't know who it was, but I seen Roxanne, the Comcast telephone girl. I seen her at the airport, and she did the little she did the COVID shot. She gave me the little COVID thing. Not the COVID shot, but she gave me the COVID swab and swabbed my nose and shit. And I had to go through, talk to her and shit. And that was the only person I talked to. I guess that's what it had to be, because I'm fussing with her on the phone on the Comcast tip, and we going back and forth, because I'm trying to tell her to do something, and she's just like, we having a back and forth about the cable and shit. So I think they did that on purpose for me to meet Roxanne, Marianne or whatever. And I want to see the guy that I'm fussing with on the phone and shit. So she saw me, and that was that. Almost like she wanted to give me a hug / wanted to slam me and slap me. She wanted to slap me, slam me, and give me a hug at the same time and a kiss and shit. That's how she looked. But when I saw her name Roxanne, I'm like, I looked at her like I knew it was her and shit. So she was like, what's your phone number and shit. I had to put my phone number in the thing. I'm like, okay. So I said it just like how I say it on the phone. And then she looked at me, and I looked at her like, yeah, I see it's you and shit. So I see your face and shit now. Like, the energy too spicy for it not to be you. So I'm looking at you, and you looking at me like, oh, it's you and shit. Like, you know it's me. I'm like, yeah, I know you know it's me. Let me let you know and shit. This is what I look like and shit. I'm Dwight and shit. Oh, it's you, Dwight. I always say my name before. Oh, how you doing? Like, normally when you answer the Comcast phone, they only ask for your tech ID. What's your tech ID? Tech ID is da-da-da-da-da. They don't ask for your name. Like, why you asking for my name and shit? The Filipinos will always ask my name. They would never just ask my tech ID. You're like I'm new or some shit. Like, no, ever since I've been doing Comcast, they only ask for your tech ID, not your name and your tech ID. Because what you need my name for and shit. So, ask for the tech ID. She like, is this the white? Like, almost like it's not even about cable. You just were calling us, ask, is this the white? I just wanted to talk to you and stuff. Like, yes, it's the white. Okay. And then it just, that energy turned into something else. It's the white and shit. Let's say if I do cable right now, right? I go back to Comcast right now and I give them my tech ID. And I'm like, yeah, my tech ID is 3567 and shit. Oh, 3567? Yeah, tech there. 3567 is my tech ID. You know, job number 509171. Okay. And address is da 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 da, whatever the fuck. Say the address, zip code, da 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 da. Okay, I see where you at. All right. So what's going on? I'm like, is this the white? Yes. Okay. And then it just turned into I need the da 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 da. Okay, give me a second. Then they start playing with me and shit. Oh, I removed the modem on. I didn't say remove the modem off the thing. I said, can you put the modem on disabled, not remove the modem? Oh, they just be playing, be getting emotional and shit. So I be getting emotional back. Then we just be getting spicy and shit. Like, or sometimes they actually help me and shit. Like, they'll do it, da 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 da. Oh, thank you so much and shit. Like, whatever they feeling, that's what they do and shit to me. So yeah, that Eva Joy Bartaquillo energy, and it just became a personal thing with Filipinos after Eva Joy. But the queen of all of this tampon energy is Eva Joy Bartaquillo. The Star Palace video I showed you, or I have on my phone, is my wife is with the head wrap, putting her head wrap on, and we have the plates and bowls on the table and stuff. But you're not realizing the girl on the other side, who was she subbing for? That's Eva Joy Bartaquillo. Okay, because we had history and emotions and all kind of stuff. We went to school together. So we knew each other, but we never talked to each other, but we did know each other good enough, yeah. I always wanted to talk to Eva Joy, man. I wanted to talk to her first. I wanted to talk to her so much because I liked her. And I knew she liked me too, always getting jealous of my grades. I wanted to talk to her so bad that I went to the dating site thing, but at the same time, we wanted to know what her thing was too. What was her issue about me getting high grades? Because the women are looking at her jealousy. I'm looking at her knowing she's into me at the same time because she's too spicy about my grades being higher than hers. Like, why is that a fucking issue that you getting emotional about? So we looking at it from two viewpoints. But at the same time, we are taking advantage of the situation to me being genuinely interested in the Filipina girl because I see that there's something there. There's some good look like some good spiciness there. But at the same time, it could be something else behind it. So let's double check. And so I got scammed and shit. Went on the date site, got scammed, and that's how we knew some shit was going on. Okay, she from the hood, she from the gutter, they poor and shit. So yeah, I'ma scam somebody. Okay, we get that. So we let the scam shit ride and shit. We let it ride long enough to the point where we was like, okay, so you gonna keep on scamming me? Like, you scamming me, but I keep on being here and you're not stopping to think, this guy really a good guy. Like, he really like looking out for me and shit. You're not really trying like da-da-da-da to be like, let me just stop playing with him and shit. So the woman was realizing that they not stopping. They not thinking, let me stop playing with this man because he really caring about me. So they don't have a regulator or nothing like that. So it must be a really gutter place or something like that or something. They really need help a lot. We thinking all kind of shit. So, use two reasons. The forefront reason and the background reason to go to the Philippines to see what the fuck going on. And it was all because Eva Joy Bartaquillo, what's wrong with her energy and shit? And she's in our hood, in our city, in our schools. They had the V-Mart up Ricestown and shit. But after I came from the Philippines and my ex-wife did what she did to me, they fucked me up so bad, took 500,000 pesos from me. They fucked me up so bad that they had to move to V-Mart from Ricestown Road, and go to the county and shit, further out into the county where Caucasian people at. Because they realized it was just prejudicing and shit. Just prejudicing. Eva Joy was just prejudice and shit, you know, and didn't like the fact that brown people are educated and have more education than her, you know, and that was an issue. That's a Filipino issue, and she brought that shit to America, like banking, like she's like set tripping and shit, like set tripping. It triggered her to see a brown person be more educated than her, like it triggered a Crip over seeing somebody with red, or trigger a person that's a blood seeing somebody, you know, with blue on and shit. It triggers them and shit to the point of wanting to hurt each other and kill each other and shit. So the same thing with Eva Joy. It triggered her seeing a lot of brown people, educated and smart, running to school and shit, free education and shit, don't gotta pay for shit. It fuck her head up. But not knowing where we came from, she's emotional wrong and shit. She's mad wrong and shit. It's not that you're not mad wrong. You wrong. You're very wrong, but you're not, you know, you're mad wrong. You're just mad the wrong way. So with that said, just had to let it be known. People come over here, be Caucasian and shit. Like, you don't let us come to your country to, like, teach English or do any fucking thing because we brown and shit. But then you'll come to America, like, damn, it's a lot of brown motherfuckers over here that's educated, smart, they run shit, they got jobs and shit. That's fucking your head up and shit. You never seen that before, you know? So it's like tripping you out and shit. And you try to think that you gonna join teams and run us out of here some shit, or deport us or some shit, and y'all niggas just never stop to think, let me learn about these people. So it be that, man. Let me learn about why these brown people even here. You just got emotional because in your country, brown people don't run shit. You step on top of that next, and whatever the fuck you do to your brown people over there, you know, ain't the same way how it is over here, and you just like fucked up in the head, and it took you a long ass time to even sit down and like, let me really get to know them and shit. It's crazy. And finally, you want to get to know them and shit, cause it affects you now. Crazy. But yeah. Anyway, Filipina P. All this long ass hour and some change of talking. All I wanted to say is Eva Joy Bardaquillo. Please check that out. You know. And if you come back to America, like I said come to Baltimore, cause I got that Eva Joy energy is still with me a little bit. Like, she's hounding the shit out of, like, she hounds the shit out of me and shit because she's the beginning of my Filipino journey and shit. So yeah, she hounds me sometimes or whatever the case. It's like I married the girl that I didn't know I married, and she's a part of me, but I couldn't tell that she was a part of me. And now I'm realizing later shit that she's still a part of me and shit. Like, I married the girl but had to divorce her because she already had a husband, and we had to part ways and couldn't continue together. So I had to drop out of my classes. We couldn't continue the same classes together and grow together and do work together and be agents together and like work together on some Mazzoli and Joseph, on some Mazzoli and Joseph shit. We couldn't work together like them and shit and have a big family with 8 children. We supposed to be like that, but we couldn't because she had a husband. So they had to break the marriage. Like I told you, in Baltimore, we just don't do random shit. Not just gonna let you be with somebody that's from another country and you gonna be playing fucking games. It gotta be real marriage, my nigga. But at the same time, we doing something here. Secret Service shit. You can't just be doing that shit. And no, you can't be part of the Secret Service if you're not born. You gotta be born into the Secret Service, man, nigga. You gotta be coming from heaven. You gotta come into the shit before you born. You just don't be born. I want to be part of the Secret Service randomly. Like, nah, my nigga, you already born. You wasn't born into it. No. Secret Service shit, you got to be born into. You got to be already part of it before you born. Then you get born. You're Secret Service. That's how special that is. You can use our help, but nah. So whatever the case, I said what I needed to say, my nigga, and I'm gonna let it go. Look that up, please. Eva Joy, EVAJOY. Give me a minute. Sorry, EVAJOY Bardoquillo. I forgot how to spell Bardoquillo. I think it's Bardoquillo. I don't even know how I remember her name, like Bardoquillo, how she said, and how to fucking even spell it. Our energy was so tied together that it's like I know her, I'm part of her, so I could never forget her and shit. But it's hard, yo. It's crazy. Every time I see Eva Joy, I just want to give her a hug and kiss and shit. It was just the energy. My city was loving the energy between Eva Joy and I, but there was something with her, something going on with her. So it was just something to look into. Found out it was really that deep, and it fucked me up to the point where she had to go, like, she got taken away. So like I said, it's always the penis envy niggas and shit. Why the fuck would you come to our city feeling some kind of way about us and shit? Wanting to play a game with us and shit. So it'd be the men and shit. So that's why I got the other video where the V-Mart lady is saying on the camera to the guy that's running the V-Mart, these are really, really nice people that, no, not nice, like, these are really, really kind people, and nah. He's like, thank you, ma'am. Basically saying, you want to say I'm sorry, but at the same time, you really, really fucked up. You saw brown people and took it to heart like we from the fucking Philippines, and you wanted to treat us like, you thought you was going to be able to get away with treating us like how you treat your Visayan people in the Philippines by fucking me up, taking 500,000 pesos from me, robbing me on my SSI. You did all of that shit to me, forgetting that I'm from Baltimore. Like, niggas won't come and find y'all and shit like that. And that's what happened. It's always the niggas, the men and shit like that. And that's what happened. Like, you took Eva Joy from me. You took Jenny Rose Panner from me on some envy, jealousy shit. But the thing is, like, it played out. Why the fuck would you give me a woman? Like, Jenny Rose Panner, you're giving me a woman, right? But some random ass nigga from her past is popping up mad that we really love each other and just want his bitch back, but he not really willing to love her and take care of her. He's just envious and want her back. He just want to take her from me and shit, even though we married. So the same thing, it was the same story. Like, how could I not talk to Eva Joy? Because we're really connected. Our people are trying to say, yeah, y'all good together, but these random ass niggas that came into Baltimore not knowing how shit work here. We working together. We're working with the same agenda. We don't disrespect the Chinese. The Chinese know not to disrespect us. The same with the Japanese and everybody else. But these random ass Filipinos coming here with this other ass agenda and shit, thinking that you just gonna be married to our people and intermarry with us, coming to our city and run us off or some shit like that, or give us some shit on some Indian giving shit. Like, no, nigga, like, the fuck is you doing? You might have heard of Indian giving, but they told you it wrong. Indians give shit to Caucasian people only to take it back. Why? Because they took our country from us. That's Indian giving. We're gonna give you something, but we only trying to take it back because you took our land from us. They told you that Indians give you shit and take it back. So they told you some false ass parable like that or fable like that, not knowing really what's going on here. You in native Indian land. You know what I'm saying? That was taken from them. You know what I'm saying? We didn't give them shit. So that's why it's called Indian giving. We never gave our land to them. They took it. So it's not that we can actually give them shit. It just looked like we giving them something, or we're being kind, or whatever the fuck. It looks funny. So y'all ride with wrong energy, my nigga. You come into other people's land, not knowing what to feel, how to feel. Niggas done taught you some fake ass shit. You wasn't educated enough. And niggas just like, you not talking to people. You just reading books and shit got lies in it. All kind of shit going on. So I'm talking to this Roberto Fortu. This nigga never been to America before. You don't know anything about us. You never even asked about us or my people. You just reading the Torah about ancient ancestors and stuff like that. Well, King David, like, my nigga, that was thousands of years ago. You don't know who we are today in America, my nigga. You need to talk. You ain't never, you know what I'm saying? It just be that. You want to feel emotions. It's like trying to, what's the word called? You're trying to something for your actions and shit. Like, you're trying to something for your actions because you know you did wrong and shit. Y'all fill in the blanks. Trying to cover for your actions or something. I forgot what the word is. That's not the right word. But I'm losing words. You're trying to cover for what you did, or something for what you did, or whatever the case, instead of apologize or make it right, you're trying to like, make an excuse or some shit like that. Or look for a reason to still like justify. Yeah, you're trying to justify your actions and shit by making up reasons, excuses, over judging niggas, digging up dirt and shit, hoping you gonna find something on a nigga because you doing shit to people that don't deserve it, and you just came in feeling like they did. All kinds of emotions you brought into our country or into our land. You brought emotions in there, and you're trying to justify that shit. So that's all it is. So yeah, yo, it's funny. I'm married to Jenny Rose Panna, but really, I'm supposed to be married to Eva Joy Bartaquillo. But the story plays out through Jenny Rose Panna, um, the relationship that Eva Joy and I had as far as the energy between us. So that is what you really, really needed to know. You know. So my wife basically breaks off from me and leave me. Why? Eva Joy Bartaquillo. Like, you know, she's in America some fucking where. You still with that bitch and shit? That type of shit. How long you gonna keep having sex with her and shit? You da 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 da. All that energy is coming from Eva Joy Bartaquillo. And J.R. Fatalvero, he's just he's Eva Joy Bartaquillo's the Visayan girl that's sitting next to her in class and shit. That look just like him and shit. So whenever I talk to him, I know I'm really like, I feel the energy of them. I feel the energy of them. You know what I'm saying? It's all control shit, but that's it. I was just wanting to say that, man. Whatever the case. I think I said enough. I'm losing words. Shit crazy. Eva Joy be trying to hide and shit like that. Whatever, man. I would just wish it would have played out differently and shit. And things that had to happen like this, I could have stayed in school and shit. But niggas got feelings and emotions. Now I'm running off into the Philippines and shit, trying to find out what the fuck wrong with y'all and shit. Y'all coming into our city trying to take shit from us, feeling emotions and shit. Before we try to handle y'all, why the fuck is y'all feeling like y'all feeling? It's that serious and shit. You know what I'm saying? Niggas loved y'all all the way. And the Filipino people coming to Baltimore City, we cared about them all the way. We stepped aside. We gave them space. Just like the Spanish people, we stepped aside, gave them space, pushed all the way back for these niggas, moved over, gave them room, comfortable room and shit. We didn't hate on them at no times and shit. But y'all got these emotions like you gonna run and take shit from us and shit. Like, damn, if we knew that's how you was feeling coming in, nigga, we could have got equally disrespectful and like, man, fuck y'all niggas. Go the fuck back where the fuck you came from and shit. Fuck ice, my nigga. We're gonna get freezer out this bitch. Or, we're gonna get deep freezer and shit. Like, we're gonna get something. We're gonna dry ice out this motherfucker. You talking about something, you gonna push us out. We let you come in. We built this shit. You looking at all, damn, this America and shit. Yeah, we built it, my nigga, so we deserve it something. The fuck? You come out of nowhere and shit. Niggas was not here with electric chairs was here and shit. So it can't be popping up thinking you gonna like, nah, nigga, we earned this. So we get the rest. We just chilling and shit. So whatever the case, people, yo, Filipino, Spanish people and shit like that. I don't know, yo. Penis envy mixed with just prejudice issues and shit like that. But I don't know fully how Eva Joy felt. I just know that we have a lot of hot ass energy between each other because we was in class together. We had like 2 or 3 classes together, all computer classes. I think we had HTML, XHTML, CSS, CIS, and maybe it was Adobe PageMaker that we had together. Adobe PageMaker, CIS 109, I think it was 109, 107, I think what was one something. And yeah, Adobe PageMaker, CIS, HTML, XHTML, CSS class, And we were supposed to have a JavaScript class together. But that's when the emotions between us was real crazy. I didn't take the JavaScript class and shit like that because Miss Denise and them, and like I said, they was like, yo, Eva Joy kind of acting funny and shit. So that's why the energy cut off, and I didn't continue with the JavaScript class. JavaScript had just came out, and I was gonna go to do the JavaScript because that would have been a good thing. Like, everybody don't know JavaScript just coming out. Get in there, learn how to do the JavaScript so I can do that. I can start building web pages and start. They wanted me to go that way, and I was gonna go that way, but I just got turned off because Eva Joy was gonna be in the JavaScript class too. But it was a good thing because we went in the same classes together and we worked very, very well together. Our grades was really, really good. And you could tell like everybody looking at Dwight and Eva Joy, they the top students and shit. So the whole school was noticing that like Eva Joy Bartaquillo and Dwight Gibson, they really work well together. Like them niggas is like intelligent and shit. Like if it's not her in the top, it's him in the top. If it's not him in the top, it's her. What the fuck going on between these two? Like they working together or some shit. That's how I was looking because we were the top students of our classes. Every class that we had together, it was either her or me. So it started becoming a competition and shit. I'm gonna take my test. So we looking at each other like, oh, it's test day and shit. You better not fail me and shit. Like that's how she looking and shit. Like it's test day and shit. Let's see and shit. And they're like, oh, the white got the highest grade in the class. Son of a bitch and shit. Like, or like, oh, you got the highest grade, and on the test you got the highest grade, and the second highest grade is the white. And she looked back and shit like, oh wow, you better had and shit. Like that's how she was looking at me. Like you better had kept up and shit. Like ain't no, us two. And the classes was not easy, my nigga. Like you really gotta like sit there, study and learn, and not play around and shit. Cause you talking about web page design, like you gotta build a web page from scratch. So you gotta go to the WordPad and build the web page from scratch, my nigga. And then it gotta come out looking like Facebook or some shit. It gotta look like a real web page where you scrolling and shit, all kinds of pictures and shit you can click on and shit. All kind of shit you can click on a web page, my nigga. You had to do that shit from scratch. Make it clickable, make it not, all kind of shit. Put pictures here, put a video here, do this, do that. Make a list here. All the shit you gotta do to design that shit was funny. Like I guess like how doing an AI thing, an AI video would be. Like the shit that you put in, make it look the way it looked, and you'd be like, damn, this web page look nice and shit. All my classes, it was passing them and shit. But Eva Joy, like, so it's on there, man. My LinkedIn got it. My LinkedIn.com got the classes I had. So you'll see the classes that I had and stuff up there. But I think 3 classes I had with Eva Joy, and then that's when I seen her working in work study. I'd seen her working in work study. When I seen her working in work study, I was like, she was born. Well, I'm thinking, was she born here and shit? I'm thinking, was she born here? Because normally, work study students are only FAFSA students. Like, you had to be born in America. You had to be getting financial aid from the federal government only if you were actually born here, a citizen. It's not for green card holders and shit like that, really. Unless they found a way to like get her some help. So that's how I was thinking, like, how the fuck Eva Joy doing work study and shit? And I realized Eva Joy was tied to me. She was tied to me. Because of me, Eva Joy was getting good. So it was like really like we were married. Whatever my success was her success. But like I said, it's just like when they gave me my wife in the Philippines. They begged me to be with her. I said no 8 times. Finally, I gave in. Okay, I'm going to be with her. But it turned out that she already had a boyfriend or a husband or some shit. She wasn't a virgin. And he came back for her, and she still had a heart for him or a heart towards him, and she ran back to him. So the same thing with Eva Joy is like, you can't ride off another nigga, but then you got another nigga that's tied to you, and he's like pinching off me and shit. So we didn't play that shit. Our women, we don't play that shit. You can't have this nigga riding off my man and shit. Like, the fuck is you doing? So that's how they, like, Eva Joy, like, I got deserted and shit. That's what she's saying. Like, they cast out, threw out there in the snow. She got a profile picture of her in the snow and shit, trying to tell me without telling me, they threw me out and shit. They deserted me because I tried to play you and shit, ride off your energy and try to, like, connect with you, like on some slice and rice shit. The same way it happened with Slice and Rice. With Slice and Rice was Eva Joy and I. Like, so you say Slice and Rice, or I think, what is his name? Sentoku? Forgive me, I don't want to pronounce it wrong. So Slice and Rice, Glory, and Sentoku was their names, but Slice and Rice, if I'm saying it wrong, please don't slap me and shit. But Slice and Rice is Eva Joy Bartaquillo and me. We went to school together. We were supposed to graduate together, and we were supposed to be together. So the story that plays out with Slice and Rice and successfully comes out is the story that's supposed to be between Eva Joy and I. So I'm looking at Slice and Rice. I'm looking at my marriage and shit. The marriage I was supposed to have with Eva Joy Bartaquillo after graduating Baltimore City Community College. That's the relationship I was supposed to have with Eva Joy. And we were supposed to work together on some Secret Service shit, you know? So when I look at Slice and Rice, it does hurt and it does look beautiful. Like, I see that it would have worked between Eva Joy Bartaquillo and I. It would have worked. But that secret boyfriend shit, all Filipino women, if you're not a virgin, there's no divorce in the Philippines. So if you're not a virgin, you have a husband and shit. So you just leave your husband behind for a new life, and you can't divorce him and shit. So it's not gonna work out with me and shit. So with Slice and Rice, it's like they didn't have anybody, so it's gonna work out. That's why the women in my city cut it off between Eva Joy and I. So damn, you know what I'm saying? But the energy was still an energy. So when I married the girl in the Philippines, she wasn't a virgin either. So it was stupid to be with a bitch that also had a boyfriend or ex-boyfriend or some shit, wasn't a virgin. Filipinos, when Filipino women, if they're not a virgin, they're either a poke, they're either a prostitute from Angela City type shit, on some Angela City shit, or you poor shit. You either a poke because you gotta survive, or you were married to somebody and you had to go and survive and walked away from him, your husband, and some shit like that, and acted like you didn't have a husband. That's the two options there. So that's the argument between Eva Joy and I. That's the argument. That's just the argument, But because it's not my fault, I didn't feel the argument when she came into Star Palace. It wasn't my fault. I wanted to be with Eva Joy. Eva Joy probably thought I didn't, or whatever she might have thought. She just spazzing out. The fuck you gonna be with this bitch and shit? Like, well, it would have been better to be with me still, and I had this guy, and then you gonna be with this bitch, she got another guy, and no. It's the same shit. And she was the one that said she had a boyfriend. Like, I had a boyfriend before, but I'm not with anybody, I'm single and shit. You know what I'm saying? Eva Joy could have said the same dumbass shit. But you see what happened to me. The envy, the jealousy, the niggas getting so angry that they want to kill me and shit, rob me and shit like that, prostitute my wife and shit, take it back from me aggressively. It got crazy. The niggas threatening the family and shit like that. It got crazy. So you see if what we were saying, that if I did go forward with Eva Joy, what would have happened by the jealousy and the envy of the men. Never give a woman to a man that you want to marry, that you want to give your woman or your daughter to a man to marry, but she's already in a relationship. She already got feelings and emotions for another guy. That shit gonna turn sour and bitter later on, and she's gonna fuck his heart up. Especially if he mean well. He come with good intentions. He's not trying to cause harm or cause problems. And like I said, I offered Jenny money. So look, I'll give you money for your family and stuff like that. Gave her a second option. Look, I'll help you and your boyfriend and shit like that. You can have a vulcanizing shop, and he could just look out for you and help you out. You good. That's us telling Eva Joy, we know you got somebody, so we're gonna look out for you, help you and your family and stuff. Give you a job. You can work in a school and shit. Fuck it, just do work study and shit like that. Make sure your husband good and shit. You can get a job over here or some shit like that. We looked out for niggas. The same thing with Spanish people. Y'all good. Y'all at Home Depot shit. We gonna look out for you and shit. Get y'all up in here and shit. Get y'all up in the system and shit. Get y'all working and shit. Get your women up in here. Y'all good. When you come with bad intentions, you start treating our kindness disrespectfully and start fucking us up, trying to kick us out of the shit, not looking at the fact that we moved over so you can come in and get some room. We move all the way over so you can come in. You know what I'm saying? We not gonna be disrespectful like that to y'all. So yeah, and the third option was okay, well, I'll give you one fair chance. And that's the one fair chance that I gave my ex-wife, Jenny Rose Panner, but it was the same story of Eva Joy Bartaquillo. So the whole time that shit was a sub. Jenny Rose Panner is a sub for Eva Joy, but because that shit got so crazy, Eva Joy disconnected and she used a different sub and came into the Star Palace and tried to separate herself and shit. And now it's just me on my own with this Jenny Rose Panner and shit like that. And she got to cover herself. She's standing on her own and shit. Because my city is going to fuck Eva Joy Bartaquillo up because this girl is fucking me up on some what the fuck is going on. Now they gotta figure out a way to get me out of the fucking Philippines and shit. Off these niggas trying to scam niggas and shit. You really like disrespected my kindness. You disrespected my choice. Me saying no. I said no to you and you disrespected the shit out of my no. Like, why the fuck is this nigga saying no? Ain't no fucking no's out here. We don't give you a choice to say no. Like, fuck your mother, fuck your grandmother, fuck your aunties and shit. Fuck whoever love you that's a woman, and I don't give a fuck if you said no. I'm gonna take you, take advantage of you, break your heart and shit, rob the shit out you and shit. Like you ain't got no mother or no aunties and nobody that love you and shit. Like my little sister, if my little sister was here, she ain't gonna do shit and shit. Like she ain't gonna ever come here to do nothing. So I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I wanna do. If she was there, she would have fucked your ass up and shit. Like why the fuck you disrespecting my brother like that and shit? It's all that. But when people don't see women in your family that love you, other women will look at your ass, oh, this is a grown ass man, and they want to hurt you and shit. When you see women that love them, and, oh shit, he do got a family that he's just like, oh shit, you start feeling that shit. But it'd be crazy, yo. It'd be crazy. It'd be warnings and shit like that. Yo, you need to chill the fuck out and shit. Chill the fuck out. This man is somebody's son and shit. Somebody's grandson and shit. You know? It'd be like that. It'd be like that, yo. Whatever the case, I just needed to say all that. Just for Filipina P. This video was only exclusive to Filipina P. But if anybody else is listening, it's gonna be boring to you in some parts. You know? So, because you don't know names, shit, whatever the case, but it's for only Filipina P. So, if you come back to America, it's Baltimore, Maryland. Okay? Eva Joy Bartoquillo is who you're looking for and her family and shit. That's why when I did cable, I installed cable in one Filipino's house and shit like that. And they were acting kind of funny and shit, but I realized it was that Eva Joy Bartoquillo energy and shit. Like, I'm the guy that Eva Joy is supposed to be with. But my city said, fuck y'all and shit, because you try to disrespect my man and shit. Fend for yourself and shit. But when it came out, I was doing the house and shit. The family came. One of the guys came into the family, and he came out to help me with the cable lines and shit like that. And he tried to help me with that. I'm like, thank you, man, for the help and shit. Trying to put these connectors on the cable and shit. So it's like you got your respect back because you disconnected from whatever the fuck they was doing on some scam and shit. You disconnected and was like, I need to restore my honor and shit like that. Because these Visayan niggas be scammy as shit sometimes. And they can make us look bad type shit. So he came out there in the freezing cold ass weather to help me put these cable connectors on these cables so they can get Wi-Fi and shit. You know, it was almost like if he don't help you and get that Wi-Fi up, ain't nobody with you and shit. Them niggas huddled up in one fucking room, had all the bids together, and they slept in the same, like they felt like you could tell that they was scared as shit. Like niggas gonna break up in their house and just take that shit. Cause what they did to me when I was in the Philippines and barely made it back home and shit. That's why I'm in this fucking Jeep and shit. All this crazy shit. My issue is Filipino issues. It's crazy, yo. Now Tanika Jackson issues and shit. Mormon issues. I've been had fucking Mormon issues. All this shit is fucking me up, my nigga. Niggas just being disrespectful and people just on the sideline watching me go through the fucking shit. And I never can bounce back, my nigga. I never can bounce back. I'm tired, yo. I want to kill myself now. Yo. Always going through some shit for somebody and shit. Or going through some shit because niggas is disrespectful. I want to kill myself. There ain't nobody else. It's not going to be anybody else that's going to... That's why I'm trying to tell the Filipino people, like, yo, you owe me a wife. Because you're not understanding how this shit begun. Eva Joy Bartoquillo played the shit. The woman was like, fuck no, cut it off. No, we're not going to play that game. It's either you really get married or you either get married and you be together. That's how it is. Marriage, there's no divorce. You understand that. Or stop playing. You got a husband already? Stop playing with my man. You know what I'm saying? That type of shit. It's supposed to have been a slice and rice situation. But it ain't a slice and rice situation. It's something else. So no, we're not playing like that. So we had to cut her off and shit. Then it was like the dating site thing. We got to see what's going on with y'all. What's really going on. And then, you know what I'm saying? Go to all that shit. It just was crazy. It was crazy. Come back from the Philippines. Niggas got 500,000 pesos out of me. Took my wife, prostituted her, married her ass, got 2 children out of her. Said fuck me and shit. Still ain't got my wife, ain't still got a replacement wife or nothing yet. And I'm still fucking sitting here on some Filipina P trying to figure out what the fuck going on shit. Not realizing that niggas really old niggas for real. They still deceiving the shit out their women. And you like, it's gonna be one of y'all motherfuckers that's supposed to be married to me and shit. You throwing me in Jeeps and throwing me in shit that's materialistic. You throwing me in materialistic shit. When that's not the case. You owe me a wife. All the other shit, I can go to work, my nigga. Ain't nobody giving a fuck about the money and shit. I can go to work, earn that shit back. But the wife is what I'm looking for. That companionship, the love, the lifelong partner, the lifelong wife and husband relationship. Not just give me the money and I can keep it pushing. Even Ivana is trying to like, yo, what the fuck is going on? Is it the money or is it the, you know what I'm saying? You're not knowing. It's Eva Joy Bartaquillo coming into Baltimore City. It's a brown people, super curly, super duper cologne hair, run the city. So when you came in, you didn't expect to see what you saw and shit. Brown people with super cologne hair running the city, running the school system, running this, running everywhere you go, you see us and shit. You trying to go further out where you see pale face looking people like you with the soap and shit. Where people look like they use soap and shit. The Filipino soap. They make themselves look white. So you get further out till you see more white people and shit trying to get away. You gotta go far shit away for that. And even still, you gonna see brown people popping the fuck up. It's that type shit. So, it's just crazy, yo. Niggas owe niggas, but you're not paying what you owe. And that's the case why the case is not closing with the Filipino people and me. It's because it started with Eva Joy Bartaquillo. You know. Anyway, with that said, I'm gonna let it go, man. Whatever, man. Making me feeling emotions again for her and shit.